Hello there. Welcome to Healthy Cooking with your friendly Italians. I'm Jim Bureau.
I'm Marilyn Bureau.
And we're here to share some recipes with you. We're here to give you some tips. We're here to talk about some travel and maybe some experiences that we have and whatever else comes up. So
even if you would like a recipe or
yes.
something, or you would like us to talk about a particular food, it's an exciting time coming up that we'll be having some fresh vegetables and things that grow in the garden. Asparagus season should be upon us relatively soon, and we'd be glad to try to lead you in the right direction anyway.
Tell us what you want and we will try to accomplish it. And if you have any comments at all or want some kind of recipe, I'll try to find it for you, and we'll be glad to do everything we could. But, give us some response. It'd be nice. Okay, when we left you the last time, remember, you got to close your eyes, remember this. We were on the Amalfi Coast. We were in a hotel along the cliffs overlooking the Mediterranean. And the fishing boats were going out to sea, and we were sitting on the porch and drinking limoncello.
Yeah, this was our introduction to limoncello. We had never tasted it before, so this was really great. And the reason they had limoncello there is that they grow an abundant amount of lemons in the area, and they really didn't know what to do with them. So this is their solution.
So I came home, and I started to make limoncello. And I make it every year. And we have brought some limoncello with us. A salud. We have some?
Chin chin.
And we're going to give you a recipe of how to make limoncello. And I hope you fall in love with it as much as we have. And we give it out for gifts. I make probably I've got a gallon around all the time. So
sometimes makes it with his friends.
Right. Put it on desserts. Put it in a martini. I like martinis. I'm going to get into that later. Okay. So we're gonna give you a recipe for limoncello. But before we do, let's go back to being in the Amalfi Coast. And a couple of stories of what we want to tell you. We stayed in this wonderful, wonderful hotel that had a restaurant. And we went down one night for dinner, and the grandmother, was it the grandmother?
Well, they called her Zia, so she must have been the aunt.
Said, we have a frutta di mare. And frutta di mare is a fish salad with all kinds of fish in it, right? And we said, we'll have that. So we ordered it, and it came, and basically it was 99% octopus. Now, octopus is very, very tricky to cook. If you don't cook it enough, it's rubbery, and if you cook it too much, it's rubbery.
Well, you either have to cook it very fast, or you have to cook it very slow. One of the two.
Well, they
apparently didn't do either.
It was like eating bubble gum, right? And she's standing over it. She's very proud of this. She's standing over it. Your mind. And we got this in our mouth. And we had to eat it, or they probably would have kicked us out of the hotel. So that was, sort of a quirky thing. Then we decided we wanted to go over to the island of Capri. Now, at this time of the year, the waters are a little rough. So we asked the Italians, well, can we go over to Capri? We understand the waters are a little rough, could get a little choppy. And the Italian said, no problem. Well, when an Italian says no problem, you are going to have a problem.
On the way back, we hit very large waves, and it was really a horrible trip back. But for some reason, we were the only ones that didn't get sick on this trip back from Capri.
We're the only two Americans on board, and we're the only two that don't get sick. And as we're pulling into shore, a young German couple came up to us and says, now we understand why they call you the indestructible Americans.
I'm not sure about that. It was very close. If I hadn't gotten off right then and there, it would have been a problem.
She was on the verge. I think I was too. So, anyways, great spot. You should go. Capri is a nice spot. It's a very, very tourist, but the Amalfi Coast, it's wonderful. You should go. All right, so we are now going to make a limoncello, and it's going to take 97 days to make limoncello. Now, mind you, you can make it quicker. You can take some country time lemonade and put some vodka in it, and shake it together, drain it out, and in 5 days you can have what they call limoncello. It's terrible. Don't do it. What we're going to do is we're going to take some lemons. We're going to take about 15 lemons, and we want to, because they've been sprayed, we're going to
waxed.
Yeah, we're going to wash them, get all that stuff off of them. Then we're going to want to take the zest off of those lemons. Now, I'm going to show you something. This is a zester. It works out extremely well in zesting just about anything you can think of: lemons, limes, garlic, whatever. And in this case, for limoncello, it works out well.
The reason that it works so well is that it just gets the yellow skin off. Because if you get into the white, that's called the pith, and that is bitter. So
Yeah,
you want to be very careful. You have to be very careful that you just get what they call the skin and not the pith.
You could also use a peeler. But there you're going to get a little of the pith out. So now you take and you go to the dollar store and you buy one of these big plastic 2-gallon containers with a tight lid on it, and you pour in one big bottle, 1.7 liter bottle of 100 proof vodka. You go to Amy Padula, she has it there. Old Mr. Boston, I think it runs now $15, $16, $17. Pour that into the container. Put the zest that you created by these lemons. Put the top on, and put it away for 45 days, preferably in a cool place, a dark place. After 45 days, you take water and sugar, and you heat the sugar so it melts. Let it cool down. Add that to it. Add some more, another big bottle of vodka. Put it away for 45 more days. Take it out. Go down to Sauter's and get lemon extract oil. It's a little bottle about this big. Pour that in. Put it away for 7 days. Now you're ready to strain it. Strain it, and at that point in time, it's drinkable, or you can store it in anything you want. What we do, if you're making a lot of it, is we have a big container that has a spigot on the bottom of it. We pour it into the spigot, then anytime we want a bottle of it, we just fill the spigot and away we go. Mind you, you want to put it in the freezer a day before you're ready to serve it. It tastes better when it's frozen.
Really cold.
Now, you're going to be tempted to use the lemon juice from all
the
these
lemon
lemons.
juice, you just...
Don't do it. Don't do it. It will foul it up immensely. But you got all this juice, all these lemons with the skin off. And what do? Squeeze them. Here's a little gadget I like. This was given to us by Becky Holden. And you cut the lemons in half, and you put it in here, and you push down, and very easily, and the juice comes out of the bottom. You can boil the top, and you have all this juice. You can freeze it. I talked about the martinis. I take about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and about 4 tablespoons of vodka, and I make a martini out of it.
But there's always good uses for lemon juice, even if you make lemonade, Jim.
She's trying to talk me out of making my martinis,
Right.
Every once in a while, it's fine, but not every night, But
Right.
anyways, so now you're ready to go. Now you can bottle it. There's a place I can't think of the name of it, over across from McDonald's they sell all these wonderful bottles.
You can get them online. I went online today, and you can get all kinds of inexpensive bottles sent right to your home. Fresh, new bottles, glass bottles, any kind of bottles. So
yeah, and you'll love it, and it's a great thing. It costs about $6 to do it this way. If you went out and bought a bottle of limoncello from some of the local wineries or whatever, it's going to cost you $25 or $30, and I guarantee you it is not going to be as good as this. So you should try it, okay? You'll love it. Okay. So we got that out.
Yeah, okay, now what's next on the agenda?
I want to mention one thing about Italian cooking and Italian restaurants.
Right.
An extensive survey, I had to do a lot of work for this one, that they have found out that 50% of people that go out on their first dinner date
Go to an Italian
Italian restaurant.
Because most people like, there is something on the menu that they will like.
Actually, I should be 100%, but it's 50%. I just wanted to throw that in, okay? All right, we're going to leave the Amalfi Coast, and we're going to go inland, and we're going to go to any little town in Italy that has a market. And
every town has a different market day, but they do have market days, as we're beginning to have a lot more here in the United States, but they've had them for years.
And every time you go to a market, somewhere in the market there will be a porchetta truck. Now, a porchetta truck is a truck that has taken this pork shoulder or pork butt and has marinated it and seasoned it and cooked it at a very low temperature. And it's usually on a spit, and you go over and they slice off this wonderful, moist meat with some of the fat. Marilyn, don't tell me it's not good.
Well,
it's not good for me.
It's not good for you, but
right.
That's okay. But every once in a while, it's okay.
Slice off a piece of that wonderful meat, put it on a piece of good Italian bread, roll it up, and eat it. And that's what everybody does.
This is the forerunner of what's the popularity of the big cities today is what they call truck food.
Yep.
They have the truck. They have these trucks that go around, and they make these kinds of things. Porchetta, I'm sure, is one of them, but they make all kinds of things. But all your big cities have what they call truck food, and it's becoming very popular here in the United States.
Okay, Marilyn, should we make porchetta?
Certainly. Go
Okay.
ahead and make porchetta.
Porchetta is made with a pork shoulder or a pork butt. They're trying to change the name of a pork shoulder or a pork butt, and they call it a Boston roast. God knows why they would call it a Boston roast. What does that mean? A pork butt or pork shoulder, you know what it is. But anyways, I'm going to call them what it is, a pork shoulder, okay? Or a pork butt. They're both comparable. Go to Wegmans. Wegmans has pork butts there for $1.29 a pound. And they run about 7.5 pounds with the bone in it. Buy one. Now, you got to bone this thing. So I bone my own, but if you go up to the butcher at Wegmans, it'd be real nice to them and say
They may bone it for
bone
you.
it for you. And so you want the bone out.
Or a good butcher of some sort.
Yeah. Or come to me if you can find me. And you're going to take this pork butt and you're going to make a mixture of olive oil, garlic, whatever spices you like. I like to have rosemary, a little oregano, and you can put dried fennel in it. I don't like fennel per se, but a lot of people
Dry
do.
fennel, you like the real fennel.
I like the real fennel, the finocchio. You can go to the store and you can buy a head of fennel. Chop that up and rub that on the inside of this deboned pork, and then tie it up, rub the outside of it, and score the top where all the fat is, okay? Put it in a piece of plastic, put it in the refrigerator overnight, okay? Following day, get your roasting pan out, turn your temperature in the oven about 425 degrees, put it in there for about 25 minutes at 425. You want to seal the outside, okay? Once you've done that, you turn the heat down to 300, pour some white wine over the top of it, and cook it for about 4 hours. Every once in a while, like every hour, go in there and see if there's enough juice in it, pour a little bit more wine over the top, and do that for about 4 hours, okay?
It really is delicious. And, you can take the skin off if you want to. I probably would.
She would, but I wouldn't. It's not good for you, the skin, but it tastes wonderful. So when you eat this, it is so moist and so good, you will have thought you have died and gone to heaven. It's a wonderful dish. And you know, in our culture here in the United States, we have pulled pork. It's
Yeah,
somewhat of the same
right.
way of doing it, but I think you'd really, really, really enjoy it. It's a little trouble to make. It isn't the greatest thing as far as calories are concerned. There's too much fat in it, but every once in a while you should do that. Okay.
You can always treat yourself.
Okay. So now, where should we go from here, Marilyn? Let's stay in that market. Okay, that market we were at.
Oh, the market,
Yeah,
yes.
let's
And
stay
we're
in
going to
that
go
market.
find, what are you finding now?
Well, at this time of the year is the time of the year for fresh artichokes.
Right, you can find this, what they call baby artichokes is what you're talking
Well, you can
about.
buy baby art. You can find any kind of
Okay,
artichoke.
artichokes are
And
wonderful.
if you go to the market, all the artichokes are not what you see see here. They're on the.
They're actually on the stem,
on
if
the
you
stem.
realize that they grow more like a thistle.
Right.
So there's huge stem, and the artichokes are, you know, coming off of it. They're
And
really interesting.
You have to buy the whole thing, and there might be 8 or 10 or 12.
Right.
Of them, okay. And there a lot of people don't know how to cook artichokes. They're a little time consuming to do, but baby artichokes are much simpler to cook. Wegmans has you can buy I think 20 of them for $4. They're little. They don't have a chode in them. They're easier to clean, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take those little baby artichokes
Correct.
and we're going to cook them. Now, you got to prepare them. You got to get a bowl of water with ice and lemon in it. And you take these little baby artichokes and peel back the leaves until you come, the leaves are a pale green. Pale
yeah.
green. Slice off the top,
Right.
cut the bottom end of the.
What you would consider the stem.
Right. And then slice them in half, lengthwise. Put it in the lemon water. So it won't. These will turn brown on you real quick if you don't do that. Put them in there. Then, while they're in there, take and saute a little garlic. Got to cook with garlic. A little onion, any kind of herbs you want, chicken stock, wine, maybe tomato, and put them in there, cut side down in there, and let them braise. Okay. Take them out, and at this point in time, you can eat the whole thing. And you can take at this point in time, you can take them and put them in a pasta dish.
Yes,
You know?
they're very good with pasta.
It's very good. Now I'm going to get bad again. Another way you can take these artichokes, and after you cut them and saute them, you can take and put them in buttermilk and leave them in there for a bit, and then take them out of the buttermilk and coat them with flour and fry them. Now, and they are wonderful, absolutely wonderful. The Chinese also will take artichokes, and they'll take corn flour, and they'll coat them just with corn flour and fry them, and they take them out and just put a little zest of lemon juice over the top and serve them, and they're wonderful. So artichokes are a great thing. You can also cook them raw. You got to slice them very thin. I don't.
Right.
It's not that good, but if you
So
want.
you've included a couple of recipes. One does have a different sauce on it for artichokes, but I think we've covered
Okay,
a considerable amount of territory today. So
we have, and next time, Marilyn, we're going to stay in Italy.
we're going to stay in Italy. Okay.
I want to stay there all the time, and we're going to go to a town in Tuscany, in the center of Tuscany, that we stayed at, and we lived near there for a month, and the name of it is Siena. And Siena is a great town, and they have a thing that they call the Palio. They got great restaurants.
And great food.
And great food. And we're going to talk about the porcino mushrooms that are grown there, and the risotto that they have there that is to die for, and a dish called gnocchi dei nudi, which is very difficult to make. I've had very little success with it. So I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not going to give you a recipe because it doesn't work. And we'll go.
You'll have to go to Siena and taste it.
And we're going to talk about this great horse race there called the Palio. So next time, that's what we're going to do. We're going to be in Siena, in the Tuscany area of Siena, and So you have a good time. Enjoy. Hopefully the weather will warm up. Spring is hopefully sprung or springing. And the markets are going to be available to us. The farmers markets are going to start to come about.
So,
Exciting period of time. Always good to talk to you. So, Meryl,
till next time, ciao.
ciao.